All right. During January 21st, I downloaded the last chance trial for this action RPG game. And this action RPG game allows me to interact with players online without PlayStation Plus. And I was trying to understand the game mechanics for this action RPG. And I was completing the trial so I can be able to have a better understanding with the game. Okay. I noticed that this game allows you to summon another player. So I summoned another player to help me because this game was very difficult for one player to actually beat. So I invited another player named Evil Splash. I didn't know. I invited another player, and I didn't know the person name would be Evil Splash 69. So the game itself, because since the person here, Evil Splash 69, the human being, was active at that present time, he was invited into my game without me realizing it and without him realizing it at that present time. So this username is directed at me, and it follows again another after after Evil Splash ended up failing the mission. He's the one who actually ended up not not beating the boss. The boss ended up defeating him, and I'm the only one who's still there trying to figure out what's going on and what's happening. So I summoned another player, and this player said amen to that. So it actually follows up with one another. So you can see Evil Splash 69. This is the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence using direct messages using usernames. Using the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence is using usernames as a direct message, and it follows up Evil Splash 69. Then it goes up to amen to that, and it follows again to Hammer Time, the other individual here, right here, Hammer Time. I was playing with him. Is the reason why I took a screenshot of these names because I see it's directing to me. It follows up with a pattern. Evil Splash 69 follows up with Amen to that. And during the time me and Hammer Time was playing in the game together, my internet started acting up because this was January 22nd, 2017, where outside was starting to rain, pour very heavy, and it was getting windy, which affected the internet connection. And PlayStation Network was continuing to keep timing me out as I tried to summon other players, and it was lagging. I noticed it was starting to lag, and me and Hammer Time was at the boss level where we was trying to defeat the boss. I noticed that my health status, you can see my health status. This is a full bar health status, but it was down here. It was very low, and I was trying to kind of lay low because I noticed that I was lagging, and I noticed I had very low health in the game. And Hammer Time ended up defeating the boss. So you can see this proof, this blog, this PlayStation United States blog right here shows you that I'm on point because this take place during January 21st to 22nd, the last chance trial. So as he defeated the boss, he sent me a text message and it said, "Nice job." This is not a compliment. He's being sarcastic because he did all the work and I didn't do anything because my internet was laggy and I had very low status. But during the time I was playing with this user, I was close to beating the boss. But I ended up pressing the wrong button. I also ended up lagging and I was defeated by the boss. I was close to beating the boss itself too. Then I ended up with this person here, Hammer Time. Even Hammer Time itself was directed at me because after I saw this username Hammer Time, I started to see other people with the name Hammer in it, It had Hammer and 44, Hammer, Hammer. It was continuous to keep going to Hammer. The username was Hammer and Hammer. Hammer 44. It was different names. So this is a sarcastic message. Not only that is this a sarcastic message, it also follows up with what happened during February 21st, 2017. So you can see here it says January 22nd, 2017, Hammer time. So see, let me show you one more time. This last chance trial takes place January 21st and 22nd, and this is Hammer time. During February 21st, 2017 is when my cousin that I really know for the because during like my cousin visited this motel, Palm Motel, during fall 2016, where she came inside the motel room to say hello to me and my mom and my sister, and she was she was looking around everywhere, but she didn't make any comment, right? She looked at my bag, she looked at the things I was holding in my hand, and she didn't say anything. She was very friendly. But during the second encounter, which is February 21st, 2017, is when she started have had a remark for the duffel bag, saying that it was neat and stuff. And what I was holding, she questioned me what I was holding in my hand, just like during August 27, 2011, where she's where another family that was linked to Nadine, the cousin that just came in the motel room during February 21st, 2017, had during that time. I'm just saying that it's linked. She's still linked to the family because when me and my mom and my sister decided to come to Florida was during September 2012. We the first ones to as a family to move here to this city, Kissimmee, Florida. And who my cousin Nadine was living in Antigua during the time, and she just I guess few years later she ended up moving around 2014. She ended up living in Florida around the same city as us. You know, this is what I'm talking about because during that time, during August 27, 2011, is where my family at that time had to call the cops for me because during that time I was sleeping. This is not the first time that happened when I was sleeping. The first time I was sleeping in an Aunt B house in the basement is when I noticed that Isaac started waking me up from my sleep and want me to complete a task because his mother told him to complete want his mother told him to wake me up so I can complete a task for them about moving TV around, and I woke up to go to the bathroom, and my other cousin got impatient and he started going at me, and I'm trying to use the bathroom. You see what I'm saying? But I'll get into more details about that. I'm just going to be focused on Nadine, the cousin who recently moved to to Kissimmee, Florida during 2014. So during February 21st, 2000, uh, during February 21st, 2017, Nadine had entered into the room and she questioned, like I said, she questioned what I had in my hand and started talking. She was starting to jumble certain words, common words, and phrases into her sentence. And it was mismatch. It was like robotic. And my mom stood there with her and she's looking lost. And Nadine also pulled the earbuds out of my sister's ears in an inappropriate way. And when I started to actually be able to talk common sense to their cousin about why there's homeless people living in motels and hotels, she started to personally attack me, and she doesn't completely know me. When I started to explain about what the government is doing here, by means having all these homeless people live in motels and hotels, she started to mention about evil. He said, "Do you know people are evil?" And then she started to mention about God had helped her, and I was talking about artificial intelligence managing humanity, and she started to talk about God has helped her children and her herself get food, being able to eat and stuff. And I was saying that's the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence. That's not no God. That's that's not God, which she means as a being doing it. It's a multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence that's been programmed in God mode to help to actually put her in this environment, made sure that she gets kids and stuff. And the artificial intelligence made sure that she get have make sure that she was able to get into a relationship so she can get kids and stuff. The artificial intelligence gave her permission to have kids with another an opposite sex. That's the artificial intelligence. And couldn't understand something simple. Then something simple like that. She contradicted herself by mentioning God helping her because I was telling her about what's going on, and that's and after that I started to talk about the TV, about how family members started, how family members and the public watching other family members who's on television, other family members on television who are just celebrities impersonating real life characters by means real life family members, and they're just pretending they're just strangers trying to be family on television, and that's wrong. That's inappropriate because who's the families who's impersonating real life families on television is um is insulting the real life families communication skills, because the real life families who's watching the fake characters on television is enjoying it because they seem to not make sense out of they can't detect why are the human beings within their family members in real life is so boring, why they can't communicate, why they're so repetitive, why they do things repetitive. That's why they are so curious by the TV. They're very curious by what they seen on TV, by the behavior patterns. I'm talking about the celebrity behavior patterns and the way they use their words, unique words. They find it very fascinating and unique because the artificial intelligence always makes sure that the producers always give the actors unique words and unique ways to actually ways to relay these more like emit these behavior patterns and emit these messages so they can actually be able to be occupied by it. I'm talking about the regular people who's watching the television. And I was explaining that to Nadine, my cousin, and she seemed to not get that. She pointed to my laptop. Like I said, my mom never informed me about if Nadine was going to come in the house. She didn't inform me about that. Instead, what my mother did was randomly bring her in the house. So that's the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence who simulated that. Because before Nadine came inside the house, inside the motel room, my mother had put her two index fingers in the ears as soon as I said the word Nadine, and I didn't get. And not only Nadine, she stopped me in a midpoint of my sentence. Didn't allow me to finish off my sentence, as if she showed some sort of familiarity with the rest of my words. She couldn't do something like that because she didn't hear me out. The first time when she bring Nadine in during around possibly October or November 2016, my mom informed me that to put away my things and Nadine was going to come in. But the second time, during February 21st, 2017, she didn't. My mom never informed me that Nadine was going to come inside the room. My mom said that she's going to come back. My mom's going to go downstairs to bring back food. And she didn't bring back, she didn't bring back food alone. She bring back the rest of the family member and food together. And I had I had my monitor up and I had my laptop up. So this gives the artificial intelligence made sure to allow Nadine to see me with my technology and see what I do. And she Nadine pointed to my laptop and said brainwash. And she couldn't prove how I am being brainwashed or what information if she can disapprove my information to know if I'm being brainwashed or not. She's not disapproving my information if to see if my information that I have is on the internet, because you won't find the information that I'm talking about on the internet because this is something that I created on my own as a human being. I'm not mimicking anything. I'm creating this on my own. It was a bit inappropriate, and then when I still kept talking, she cut me off within the sentence and started talking to my mom. My mom just stood there, just looking spaceless, and my sister just stood there. It was robotic. And then I started talking to Nadine's son, who's around 13 years old. And Nadine's son started, I started interacting with him and talked about the screen, the digital screen itself. But he seemed to not, he said that I do have a point about it. I do make sense. I was able to make sense about it because I'm sensible. I'm able to interpret things very quickly. All right, I'm fast. I do it on the spot. That's me. For someone to understand about simulation, they wouldn't be able to be using the right words at that time to actually instruct the human beings using words to open up the awareness to see that something's abnormal here, that the person is right. There is the concept itself. The concept itself is mismatch, and you got something really on point, and that can actually cause humanity to be in chaos based on the information, and it can also cause humanity. So this person saying nice job is relaying by means nice job to what happened during February 21st, 2017. That's what I figured out. And all right, this is the time where I didn't have PlayStation Plus, and this is the time when I had PlayStation Plus. I got it with a I got it with a game called Zero Time Dilemma. Right when Amazon had delayed Zero Time Dilemma, is when they gave me a free $10 code, Amazon code, and I was able to get me a PlayStation Plus for 1 month. So I used it during that time to get me a discount on game and be able to play Street Fighter V. So let me continue on from not only February 21st, 2017, also June 22nd, 2017 is when my cousin Nadine mom got a heart attack, and it follows up with the numbers itself. Like I said, that was June 22nd. Okay, 2017. You see what I'm saying now, right? So I have to be very careful because the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence is also had during fall 2016 had mentioned about me dying and stuff in my dreams, and talking about my mom, making me say my mom is dying in my dreams and stuff. All right, it's directed at me because the artificial intelligence doesn't like what I write online.